Now that he's unboxed, here is the little remote that it comes with. It looks like an N64 controller, and it's got a little tab that says pull. There are screws on both the tail and the controller for batteries. If only I knew how a screwdriver worked. But now we've turned it on. And here's where the water goes.
Brain blast!
Anyways, since we've, filled her up, this is the roar that it releases when you press one of the bumpers on the right side of the controller. And this is the walk. It can go forward or it can turn. I had to zoom that pretty quickly because it does turn slow. And here's the light up effect. It doesn't look that bright on camera, but I promise you, this thing is actually pretty bright. And the sound is really, really good. It's very loud. I was kind of shocked by that. This reminds me of something. Looks like he's having a good time.
Wanna get high?
Are you high or just incredibly stupid?
Both is good.
There's something really special about what some collectors might call the hunt. I've been looking for this thing for a while, ever since it was announced, and I didn't want to pay like scalper prices online. I knew that it was going to be at Walmart and Target, and I went to a lot of different Walmarts and Targets to try and find it. There's even one Walmart that said that it had it in stock, and I drove, I think, 18 miles to go and get it, and lo and behold, they were sold out by the time I got there. So the fact that I was able to find this thing just like on a whim was actually pretty cool. And that's why I like filmed it when it happened, because I was just uh totally blown away that it was like right in front of me. Now I don't usually collect things like this. I like things that are very detailed. I like things that are crispy and preferably resin. Now this thing's got a bit of a rubber texture to the body, and the paint itself is not that great. The dry brushing is pretty bad, pretty basic. But that's not why I bought it, right? You're not going to buy something like this for the details or the sculpt or anything like that. This is a very unique toy, and that's what it is. It's not really a collectible meant for adults. And I like that there are still companies like Jack Pacific, like Playmates and Jada Toys now with this release that are still creating toys for kids to play with. I think about it like if I was still a child, if I was 7 years old and I went to Walmart and I saw this, like, would I want it? And the answer is absolutely yes. I mean, this thing's got sound effects. It can walk, it can turn, it can move its tail, it can even blow fumes out that are actually just like steam. And I think that that's amazing. The light up effect itself is better than a lot of like X Plus Shonen Rick light ups. The fact that it goes up the tail, up the spines, and then into the eyes and the mouth. They put a lot of effort into making this a dynamic figure that people of all ages can honestly enjoy. And we didn't see anything like this with any of the previous Legendary releases. So I was really, when I first saw it announced and saw videos, I was like, man, this is something I'm going to make an exception for. I don't collect Legendary. This is actually the only Legendary figure that I have in my entire collection. But I couldn't pass it up because I do really dig this design for the new Godzilla X Kong movie. It is basically going to be like a Trendmasters live action, but that's okay with me. I'm all here for it. I like the goofiness. I like the just wild aspects that they're throwing into the universe now. And I think I'm gonna like that side of it more than I've liked previous legendary properties. And this is like the ultimate example of that. I mean, this design is unique, and the director of the film, Adam Wingard, said that he wanted to replicate the colors and the looks of when he was a kid and he would go into a toy shop and there would be all of these toys in the 80s that had all these bright colors and they really stood out. And that's kind of what he went for in the film. And I think it's ironic because now we're seeing that same exact experience when kids are going into the store to buy toys for this movie. They're experiencing what Adam Wingard did when he was a kid. And I think that that is a really, really cool circle of life kind of way that this is happening for collectors and for film goers and creating a whole new generation of Godzilla fans, which I'll always be here for. This is probably the only thing in my collection that I'm going to give to my kids when I have them one day. And I really dig this design as well. I saw the trailer and I'm really pumped. It reminds me of the Millennium Godzilla with the pink slash purplish spines. And I like the spikes on the elbows that look really cool. He's got that crocodilian look in his scales. Um, and his tail is really long and it's got spikes at the end of it, which I also thought was interesting. And this is the little controller that it comes with. It's got two bumpers and two buttons. The button on the right goes side to side when it turns, and on the left is going forward. The right bumper is what gives you that roar sound. And then the left bumper is what's going to give you that that light up effect and the steam that it shoots out of its mouth. And I love how it moves side to side like that too. It's really cool. Let's do some size comparisons. This is him next to the 1974 Favorite Sculptors line X Plus Godzilla, 30 centimeter. This is him next to the Ava Shin Godzilla by X Plus, which is a very large 30 centimeter. And this is him next to the Large Monster Series 25 centimeter Godzilla Ultima. And that's him in my collection. For $45, you really can't beat this.